Hey y'all, Larissa here with Shanti Moves. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Today we are going to be doing dancer's pose, aka Natarajasana. So dancer's pose is a pretty common pose. You'll probably see it on the Instagram a lot. It's a very beautiful pose. It's really fun and playful, bouncy. It's a heart opener, so we're gonna be doing some, back extension and opening up the heart. And I think remembering that it is kind of more of a back bend and a heart opener throughout the pose kind of gives you a little bit more insight into the alignment of the body. So keep that in mind. If you'd like to join me, let's go down to the mat. Okay, so Narasana, dancer's pose, here we go. So with any good balancing pose, Narasana is a balancing pose, we'll be on one leg. So with any balancing pose, I always like to really tune into the feet. And of course, as the theme has been, is we're working from the ground up with all of our poses, but balancing poses, a special little treatment for the feet. So let's bring our feet to hip width distance. And then maybe look down at the toes. Start to lift those toes up off the mat. Spread them nice and wide. And then see if you can touch one toe down to the mat at a time. Once you got all 10 toes down on your mat, maybe give your mat a little grip. So imagine your toes are fingers and giving your mat a little squish. And then maybe you can feel those inner arches of your feet lifting up, kind of like a suction cup. And Pada Bandha is what we call that. So Pada Bandha. And then we find a gentle softness in the knees. Not a big bend or anything, but just a softness there. Good. Then let's bring our hands to our hips. We're going to shift all of our weight into our left leg. Start to pick that right leg up. Heel comes towards the bum. Then imagine you're holding a dinner plate in your right hand. Take that right hand to the back. Find your foot. Your foot is now the plate. So the hand is grabbing the inside of the foot. Thumb and big toe to touch. So thumb is pointing up towards your toes. Good. And then just look down at the knees. See if you can bring the knees in the same line together. Good. And if this is too much on your shoulder, feel free to grab the outside of the foot. But eventually you want to try to grab the inside. Good. Balancing here. Maybe we bring the left arm up to the sky. And then maybe this is enough for us today. Maybe we feel like we're really working into our quads and our hip flexor here, and we're really working that standing leg already. So that's fine. Maybe that's where we're at today. If you would like to take it further, I like to make a little Gya Mudra here, kind of concentration mudra with the fingers. And then start to lean forward. And as you lean forward, you kick your foot into the right hand. Good. And then keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until you find your range of motion. So maybe you're down here or up here, wherever you feel comfortable, and you're not pressing into that lower back. Then see if you can kick the toes up and back. Good. Now, what tends to happen here is our knee wants to go out to the side. So our knee will kind of wander out to the side there. So what we want to try to do is bring that knee in line with your hip. So they stay in the same line. And then another thing that tends to happen here is we tend to open up our right hip to the side, kind of turning ourselves like so. And we don't really necessarily want to do that because it can put unneeded pressure and strain on our lower back and kind of destabilize our SI joint. So to do that, or to remedy that, we want our 2 hip points kind of squaring down to our mat. So knee is in the same line as the hip. Hip points are pointing down at the mat, squaring to our mat. Good. So lift that left arm up, kick into the hand, lean forward. Knee is in line with the hip. Hips are squaring as much as we can, so we're really dropping that right hip down to be level with the left. And then we remember that it's a heart opener, so lift the heart, lift the head, try not to crank the neck back, so neck is always an extension of the spine. Try to find the breath here. Standing leg is working, but keep that knee soft, gripping those toes with the mat, and then gently bend the knee and gracefully come back. Beautiful. Give it a little bit of a shake. Now, on the other side, I'm going to demonstrate what we can do if we want to use a strap. So some of us, maybe we're working into the actual full pose, which is both hands reaching back, grabbing that foot. I'm not there yet, but I can show you how to get there if you want. And then this is also a great tool if maybe reaching back with that hand and holding it there. Maybe there's some discomfort in the shoulder or something's going on there. This is a great tool to eliminate the hand having to go back and grabbing the foot. So if you have a strap, go ahead, grab your strap, make a loop, tiny loop, so we can put it around our ankle. If you don't have a strap, feel free. You can use a tie, you can use a scarf, you can use a belt, any long piece of fabric that you can, tie up and make a small loop with. And we're going to put that loop around our foot. Good. And then just bring that strap over the left shoulder. Good. And then kind of toe the line up the shoulder. So now we're in our it's kind of a more supported stretch here. You can bring one hand up if that feels good. And we're kind of eliminating, reaching back and grabbing for the foot, which might not be so great for our backs or for our shoulders, depending on who we are. So that's an option there. And then if you want to take it more into the full pose, maybe grab it with both hands. Elbows are bent. Get a nice little tricep workout here too. And same thing, start to kick the foot into that fabric. Lean forward, keep kicking the foot and lifting the toes up to the sky. And you're using your hands here to kind of help lift that foot and create that tension in the rope. Remember, softness in the knee, breathing, knee in line with the hip, hip squaring to the mat. Beautiful. And then gently lowering, coming back down, and release. Awesome. So that is dancer's pose. A few options for you there to play with. Please let me know if it was helpful, if you found some new things that can elevate your dancer's pose and where you're at. If you got some value from this video, it really, really helps me if you like or subscribe, or maybe even ring that notification bell so you get notified when there's new videos. It would really, really help me out. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, namaste.